threatening human collapse. Screaming from the future. Warning: we are on the brink of a social abyss that could lead to a comprehensive human collapse. In a rapidly changing world where social inequality is accelerating, we are about to face dire consequences that might alter the course of humanity forever. Disasters that might seem distant or unexpected are increasing rapidly, and their potential outcomes could be horrifying. The unequal distribution of resources and opportunities deepens individuals' psychological burdens, leading to a social crisis that could be more devastating than any natural disaster. This is not just a warning of potential chaos, but an urgent call for thought and action before it's too late. We will present some studies and reports for you to imagine what might be coming. Social inequality and psychological burden. Social inequality is the growing gap between the rich and the poor, which has negative effects on mental health and overall well-being. Thomas Piketty, in his book Capital in the 21st Century, said economic inequality is not just a matter of wealth distribution, but also of distributing opportunities and dignity. When inequality increases, trust between individuals decreases and feelings of anxiety and insecurity rise. These are just words, but in reality they are a ticking time bomb. The longer the delay, the more devastating the explosion. Time is a crucial factor in this equation. The anticipated human collapse is currently attributed to climate change, but it is actually minor compared to the growing class disparities and the rapidly expanding gap between hierarchical levels. Many social, economic, and psychological aspects interact silently, creating immense pressure on individuals and communities. According to the OECD 2021 report, countries with high levels of social inequality also experience higher levels of social stress and conflict. The report indicates that inequality can lead to widespread depression and anxiety among the most vulnerable individuals. Psychological burdens. Social inequality leads to psychological burdens that deeply affect individuals, leading to chronic mental stress with potentially long-term consequences. Another study published in JAMA Psychiatry in 2020 showed that individuals suffering from economic inequality are at a higher risk of mental disorders such as depression and anxiety. The study found that people living in economically challenging conditions are more likely to experience psychological and emotional stress affecting their quality of life. Psychologist Robert Sapolsky, in his book Why We Sleep: The New Science of Sleep and Dreams, stated social inequality doesn't just create economic problems, it is also a major driver of psychological stress. When individuals feel powerless and insecure, they face high levels of anxiety and depression. Effects of psychological burdens on youth. The psychological burdens resulting from social inequality not only affect individuals but can also erode the social fabric as a whole, creating an unstable environment that may lead to large-scale social collapses. A 2022 study by Columbia University indicated that high social inequality can lead to increased crime and violence rates as marginalized individuals experience despair and pressure, pushing them towards aggressive or unstable behaviors. In today's world, society hides behind an illusion of false strength. Many individuals and populations live in a bubble of false security, believing that individual well-being or temporary success reflects true power or immunity against global crises. However, this sense of security is merely a deceptive illusion. The painful truth is that excessive inequality and psychological stress can create a state of social and economic tension that threatens the very foundations of society and leads us towards a crisis potentially more catastrophic than we imagine. It is a time for urgent warning and action before this illusion turns into a grim reality that cannot be ignored. Sociologist Susan Cain, in her book Quiet: The Power of Introverts in a World That Can't Stop Talking, said social inequality creates difficult psychological conditions leading to social separation and the breakdown of community bonds. These conditions increase the likelihood of social disturbances that could lead to significant collapses. Some real-world evidence. Economic inequality. According to the Oxfam 2023 report, the richest 1% of the world's population now owns more than twice what the remaining 99% combined own. Recent economic crises, such as the COVID-19 pandemic, have exacerbated this inequality, with upper classes benefiting while low-income individuals suffered disproportionately. Psychological crisis. A study published in JAMA Network Open in 2023 found that levels of anxiety and depression have significantly increased in recent years, especially among youth. Psychological burdens resulting from economic and social pressures exacerbate mental health issues, fostering resentment and anxiety that can lead to social crises. Displacement and migration crisis. The United Nations reported that the number of forcibly displaced people worldwide exceeded 100 million in 2023. Crises resulting from conflicts, climate change, and economic pressures drive individuals to leave their homes, creating additional humanitarian crises affecting the stability of host communities. Impact of inequality on social stability. A 2022 Harvard University study showed that communities with significant social inequality tend to face higher levels of social disturbances and violence. Inequality in opportunities and resources creates a sense of injustice and alienation, leading to heightened social and economic tensions. Escape through entertainment. In recent years, the entertainment sector, including football, parties, art, and cinema, has become the main arena where many seek to alleviate tensions. According to a Statista study in 2023, The global entertainment market was valued at around $2.5 trillion, reflecting entertainment's role as an escape from daily pressures. Football and art parties consume significant time and attention, which can be interpreted as a way to relieve social and psychological pressures, but may also reach the illusion of false strength by creating a deceptive censoring, a sense of well-being or belonging. It is crucial to note that most people, or the majority, view these practices as the result of a conspiracy against them, while they are actually soothing mechanisms resisting collapse, creating a false sense of immunity. This evidence highlights how a false sense of power and a lack of awareness of social inequality can be major factors driving humanity towards serious crises. The time is critical to reassess how to address these issues and work on reducing social gaps and improving individuals' psychological conditions to ensure global community stability. Conclusion: these issues are not just numbers or theories, they are realities affecting our daily lives and shaping our future.